This episode of the Flush Podcast is brought to you by Onyx Hunt, Walton's, Hoxie Native Seeds, the Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club, Marshwear Clothing, Rufflin Kennels, Black Gold Dog Food, and by Game Virtual Shooting Simulators. Today, we're talking dogs and how they bring people together. George Lyall is in the studio with me today, and we've also got his friend Mark Zeitler joining us from Florida to talk about the Karl Zeitler Memorial Hunt. It's a fundraising event coming up in just a couple of weeks in Wisconsin that centers around, you guessed it, dogs, people, and how together they all make a difference. And guess what? You can be a part of this. Right, George?
They can.
Welcome to another episode of the Flush Podcast. I am Travis Frank. Big Al is our producer. He's hiding behind the camera because he's scared. George.
You know why? Because somebody came up to me at Pheasant Fest and said, "You're not as big as I thought you were." So now I'm nervous.
Maybe because the name would be like Tiny Al or something. I don't know.
Maybe we
like you get a big guy and you nickname him Tiny.
Tiny.
Al's not exactly a huge man.
No.
But his nickname would suggest that he is.
Actually, at Pheasant Fest, Alex thought he was Big Al.
Oh my gosh.
Party like a rock star, and he found out that he can't hang with the big dogs.
Right, that's right. It sounds like he smoked a carton of cigarettes a day at Pheasant Fest. We are over a week out, and you still sound awful, Alex.
You know what's crazy is I sound a lot better than I did. I listened back to our episode we did in the booth.
I know. I was like, Alex, please stop.
Sunday
I think I actually
bad.
said
You
that
did.
during the live recording. I'm like, Alex, you
this.
got to stop,
Yeah.
man. It hurt to listen to you.
Yeah.
Our ratings plummeted the second you opened your mouth. We can't have that. I mean, unbelievable. But hey, now you know how to just pace yourself a little bit. George is a professional.
I'll give you guys a lot of credit because my social battery was running low like immediately. I don't know how you guys do it all weekend.
Well, when you put
We're
something
rock
like
stars.
28,000 people through the doors
Yeah.
and you're shaking hands and talking to most
That's why
of
we
them.
make the big bucks, right, Lyle? Yeah.
Your immune systems are through the roof, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I know. People were saying they got sick afterwards. No,
Now you do.
We just keep powering through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, never felt better.
I'm healthy as a fiddle.
You are like a horse. And speaking of horse, we're going to get into some horse and how training with horses can relate to dogs with our guest today. But we just have a few more things I need to get to. So I emceed my chapter's Pheasants Forever banquet this past Saturday. Ben Bredigan was my MC co-host, I guess. We've done this now the last 2 years. I don't know why you keep scheduling things on this day.
I apologize. 2027.
This is the year.
2027 will be the year I'll be there
so
because I
you know
saw
who-
fabulous pictures of
You know
both
who
you.
wasn't there either?
Who?
Alex, who else wasn't there?
Oh man, I got a bone to pick with the Scott Franson.
Scott Franson. It's his chapter. And he didn't even show.
And even I
What?
was there.
I
In
know.
the world.
Alex was there.
You were going to have to give Scott
So
the
I
hard
signed
time
Alex
because
up
I can't.
to be a member of our chapter.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
It is my home chapter, so it does.
It
is
is your
kind of
home
cool.
turf. Yeah. It doesn't feel good.
It does. I actually, before I went to the banquet, I think, because, every year, last year we went to Pheasant Fest and I really was like, I love it. I need to get into it. And then this year we went again and it reignited that flame. And I was like, God, I would love to be a part of this.
Along with my mom. My mom came.
She's
Excellent.
great.
Yeah. My mom made it happen. Big Al made it happen. Mr. Franzen
He
did not make it happen. What a massive disappointment.
I took a little bit of heat at the Family Feud
Did you?
about me giving Scott pretty good roughing up.
Yeah, you roughed him up.
I roughed him up a little bit, so I'm going to stay away from this one
Okay.
because I like Scott. He's a good man,
Yeah, I know. But
but he should have been there.
should have been there. That's right. Absolutely. No, he's got family time on a beach right now. His
Must be
toes are
tough.
in the sand. So
I saw a picture. Hannah the Hunter posted a Snapchat story, and it was out her bedroom window looking straight out to this nice blue ocean, bright white sand. It's like, must be tough.
Out my window, it's snow and cold. And,
Some gray grass.
and yet we continue to work. We're just slaving away here. So this is a great story. We have a lot of good stories that came out of our banquet, but my kids were there. All four of my kids. Alex is sitting next to him. So all the kids, there's a wrap. We bring all the kids up. We have a gun, a 20 gauge youth model gun, and then 2 lifetime licenses to give away. And then on top of that, everyone leaves with a gift.
Sure.
This year, it was a multi-tool.
Yep.
So they're sitting at the table. Al is sitting with them.
Yeah.
And my kids are 4, 8, 10, and 12. Okay. Alex decides he's going to teach my kids.
Whoa. I didn't try to teach them. Wait. Can I tell my side of the story first?
No.
Because this is Travis's son telling him this story, by the way. Just
So we're having breakfast yesterday morning, and we're looking at the multi-tool, and Weston goes, Alex was showing us how to use each one of these, and he opened up this one, and he said, you do not want to, gotta be careful with this one. This one could cut yourself. And then Weston goes, and then he cut himself. He cut himself because he wasn't using it correctly.
Oh, my
Okay.
And then he leans over and he goes, let's just keep this between us.
I did say let's keep it between us. Here's what actually happened though. I wasn't trying to teach them.
Oh my
So
gosh.
your two sons are ripping this. They got the knife and they're like stabbing the multi-tool box. I look at your mom and I'm like, this is really freaking me out. Like, she's like, me too. Because they are just cutting towards themselves, just tearing this box apart. I was like, please be careful. So then Lydia's like, oh, well, can you open it for me? So I'm like, sure. I realized they make those things idiot proof to get open. So I'm like, okay, let me see the knife. So I didn't cut it opening it. I got the box open and then my finger accidentally slid a little bit on the knife once I was trying to close it. And I look at your mom and I'm like, of course, I told them to be careful and I'm the one who cut myself. And I cut myself pretty deep. I had that thing,
Oh
I don't know
my
if you
gosh.
saw my hand, but I had it wrapped up all night.
I didn't see that.
Anybody
I
got a-
love that he said to my kids, let's keep this between
I know.
us.
I
Because
know.
he knew I was going to find out and
I
he
looked
knew
at-
I was going to bring it up.
I looked at Lydia, I go, oh God, your dad's going to bring this up on the podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Rightfully so.
Weston goes, I'm going to tell him. I'm like, you better not tell him.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for teaching my kids
What not
How to put a Band-Aid on.
responsibly
See,
handle
it was
that
a learning
multi-tool.
experience for them. I was
Mhm.
showing them what not to do.
Exactly. You learn from experiences. I think we also learned from experiences. This was our first time doing Family Feud, Upland Feud, we called it, at the Hell's Kitchen after party on Friday night. Now that I thought was a lot of fun. Technicalities, Alex and I, behind the scenes, we had to work with the stage. We had our whole setup ready to go. And then the band came up and the plan was for the band to do their sound check at a certain time of the day. And then they were supposed to move everything off. They didn't. And so we were stuck with a certain amount. Yeah, it was
It was a little bit of a
space.
a little bit of a
I
stress
think.
thing that
Yeah.
we made it through, but it kind of changed the dynamic of the stage setup a little bit. And I think also our plan was to video that so that we could have a video podcast instead of just the audio podcast. I listened to part of it. I apologize to people that listened to it and thought that was terrible because the video side of the fun that we had would have been great because then you would have seen the reactions. You just seen what was happening and how I don't know that it all necessarily translated out.
Yeah, our whole
onto
plan was
the
to
audio
have the video
podcast.
so people could see it,
Mhm.
but it just,
But
with
it
time
was fun.
constraints was tough.
It was a lot of fun. And the chapter president at my chapter happened to be in the audience. And then I got a call on Monday and he said, hey, any chance we could play that at our banquet on Saturday night? So I put together a round 2 and we played it. Ben and I were both who's the Family Feud host?
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. So
Harvey,
yeah. Yep. So we busted
That
it
was a
back
lot
out
of fun.
again. It
That's-
was
It was
a lot of fun. And I thought these questions were so simple and that it would be so easy that people would run the table. And you guys, nobody ran the table at the original game that we played Friday night downtown.
No.
And nobody ran the table on Saturday at our chapter, Carver
They
County
were
banquet.
so close on the first one.
On the
though.
first
I think
one,
they
and
missed
then-
the last one.
Oh man, the lightning round. Alex, my favorite one was name your no, during the lightning round, I said, what is the best smell from the hunt? George, what is the best smell?
The best smell from
Yeah.
the hunt?
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's in the grouse woods and it's that appley, fresh morning
Well,
smell.
that's a good answer.
That would
would've
have
been one.
qualified as
Yeah.
the third
Yeah.
answer. This question, the answer came back the bird. So John,
The bird.
the bird. That's what he said.
The bird.
And I was like,
I can't.
do you smell? Afterwards, I'm like, everyone's laughing.
We
And
gotta,
I'm like, and there's 300 people watching him. I'm like, you smell, John, do you smell your bird afterwards? And
John,
he's
by the
like,
way, we
well,
love you. So
we
if you're
do. Yes.
listening.
John had put all this time and effort into it. And then he got drawn to come up and play.
too funny.
And it's his fault because he's the one that called and asked for it. But anyway, the bird. And I asked like 5 people in a row, I go, what's your favorite smell from the hunt? And they go, shotgun shell. Shotgun shell. It was overwhelming shotgun shell. I was like, did you know that out of the 100 people I surveyed, shotgun shell was the number one answer?
It was like 61.
61 out of 100 hunters, their favorite smell from the hunt is the gunpowder, the shotgun shell.
I'll go
after
along
the
with
shell.
that.
Yeah. There were
I
a
was
few
probably
people that said the
I was
leaves.
probably 4 years old when I first smelled that shotgun
Oh, I
shell
know,
smell.
but no,
I wasn't shooting the gun when my
nobody
brothers
said-
were.
Nobody said the bird.
Well, why would you say the? I mean,
I know that's the way your mind thinks. Your brain
from
under
the hunt,
pressure does
I'm like,
not.
from the hunt. You and I actually talked about this on a podcast
I
many years
know,
ago. It's
yeah.
like your favorite smells of hunting.
Right. Oh,
The duck
and the
marsh
sounds
and
too. There's,
the
you know,
sounds,
so it's fun putting the
Anyway.
game together. It's fun seeing the answers that come in, and then it's even more fun putting people on the spot and having them try to guess it. You played the game. What were
It's-
some things that were challenging for you?
Well, the hardest part, I mean, you ask the question or you state the question, and now you're on the spot.
Yeah.
And so your mind literally just goes like whitewashed away, just whoosh, gone.
There's nothing happening.
No,
Yeah.
gone. You're like,
it is completely. I saw you
I
like
mean,
this.
after-
You're like scratching
Oh,
your
my-
forehead, thinking.
like I'm going to do now. It's just like mine was like favorite dog, not favorite dog names,
Most
or most
common
Most common bird dog names.
dog names.
Yep.
And I just
You
I
blank.
train dogs, and I'm like, I can't even remember my own dog's
Somebody
names.
said Benelli, which then
No, I did.
You said Benelli?
Well, I think someone might have said it. I go, oh yeah, that's a name.
Yeah. So then
No, that's not what I had in my mind. It's Ruger. It's
Remy.
Remy for Remington.
Yeah.
And then I had a dog named Gunner. You think I'd come up with that?
Gunner
No.
was top 10. Yep. No.
I mean,
You said Brownie.
the only thing that was in my head was
Brownie.
Browning shotgun. Oh, I knew it was a shotgun brand name, and that's all. I could not get
Brownie.
anything else out of my head. I'm like, once I said it, I'm like, no,
Right.
no, wrong answer.
Oh my gosh, it was too good. It's a lot of fun. We'll see if we play it again next year. We're already talking about how we can keep this thing going. I don't know what we're going to end
Jeopardy
up doing.
would be fun.
Jeopardy would be fun. It is a little bit, I will say, a little bit of a strain on our resources in this small company to try to invest so much time into creating these. Obviously, a ton of buzz afterwards, and it was a lot of fun. We did pack that place on Friday night. Thank you for everybody that came out
That
there.
was awesome.
We did
What
raise
an-
some money for Pheasants Forever. Thank you very much for that as well.
The thousands and thousands of dollars
It-
raised. 350 people showed up, I think.
I think so. Well, that's,
Or
actually, so
300 and something. Anyway.
that was the max capacity that we could let in. So we had to do an RSVP.
Yeah.
And then I felt bad because the whole afternoon on Friday, people were like, hey, can I get
I
in?
think more people would have come if
Yeah.
they could.
I think we had 150 on the wait list, Ben said.
Yeah.
Ben was in charge of the wait list.
Yeah,
So
it was packed.
there was
It's a
definitely an
great event.
appetite for something fun like that. We'll keep that in mind next year.
It's just
as
a
we
great
plan.
gathering too, after the being on the show floor, and then all
Yeah,
like
the
we're gonna talk
music
like we're gonna talk
afterwards.
about today.
Yeah.
Like-minded people coming together. I mean,
Mhm.
that's gonna be later on. We're gonna talk about that, but
Mhm.
pretty awesome.
Yeah. The banquet on Saturday night, it's banquet season now. So I'm 2 weekends in a row doing a banquet again. I've got my next one coming up. The McLeod County Pheasants Forever Banquet is March 14th. That's in Hutchinson at the McLeod County Fairgrounds. Doors open at 4:00. Prime rib dinner that night. I would imagine they would let you in if you want to come. I haven't been asked to play another round of Upland Feud. This could be your generic Pheasants Forever banquet. We'll see. I don't know yet. That's still 2 weeks out. So people have a little bit of time. But if you're in central Minnesota and you're free on March 13th and you want to potentially win a shotgun, bring your kids out and they could win a lifetime hunting license or a shotgun or a multi-tool. But
The
be
raffle
careful,
was
Alex.
really fun.
Be careful. Yeah, that was your first Pheasants River banquet, wasn't it, Alex?
My first, I mean, I've been to the national banquet with you guys at Pheasant Fest, but I've never been to a chapter banquet.
And what are your thoughts?
I thought the raffle was really fun, especially the Barts. Is that who it was that were in the back?
Oh, yeah, there was one family that tried to
everything.
buy out. So they did 20. There was a Browning Satori shotgun, and that was the last gun. And it was a hat game. So there were 20 hats that you could buy, I think like 15 of them at the silent auction. Buy a hat, you're one of 20 to have a chance to win it. Well, oh my gosh, this one family, they bought like 10 of them. It was outstanding. And so then we had everybody come up. We did a live auction.
cheering.
I can cross off auctioneer off my list. I have video proof of
You were
me.
good.
Thank you.
You were
I know,
pretty
it flowed. All of a sudden I was like 20. We got 100, we got 125, we got 240, we got 130 over here. We got 150, 50, we got to go 170, 175, we got 180, we got 190, we got 190. And then all of a sudden everyone's like, yep. You know, and I just kept on going. And so the last hat went for 300. It was outstanding. So
That's
I could cross
awesome.
that off my... Life is about doing things.
Yeah.
And experiences.
I've done it once. I don't think I quite sounded like you, but I was like 25 years old or something. And the person I was supposed to MC, they just pushed me up to the front and said, you're doing this.
I didn't know I was going to do it until I was on stage as
the
well.
hard
They're
part
like,
is
hey,
remember what the last bet was, or the last...
well, I kept going,
whatever.
Two guys in the far corner, and they kept going back and forth.
The one
and
guy
like,
outbid himself.
Yeah, I know, it's great. I go,
That's what I mean.
I know, yeah, I did that. I go, you just outbid, yes. And so everybody had a good time. But it ended up being a tiny little girl on what are those
Baby carrier.
Baby Bjorn.
Yeah.
Her mom was wearing the Baby Bjorn. Okay, the mom had 2 hats, and then she had 3. She put 2 on her head, and then 1 on her daughter's head that appeared to be about 1.5 years old.
Just
Alex.
a little baby.
Yeah. So cute. My gosh, it was
Hat
so
was
great.
too big for the head.
Yeah, so this tiny cute little girl is just hanging there wearing this hat. And Ben and I start pulling out of the 20. We start pulling numbers out. Last number remaining. So we would count them off. Hey, if you're number 19, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you
got to sit down. And then we would mess with people, be like, hat number 6. You know, they'd start walking and be like, you're okay, but 7 is not. 7's out, you know? And so like the whole crowd, it was so great. And it got down to the end and it was one guy and this tiny little girl wearing the hat and the whole place. And I'm like, I hold the mic over this guy. I go, it's not that we don't want you to win, sir. It's not that it hit, but everybody in this building wants this tiny little 2-year-old to win this Browning.
Matter of fact, if you do win, you better donate the gun to her.
Oh my gosh. And she won. What are the chances? She never swayed. She was totally in her mouth.
And
like,
right before you drew the ticket,
nuts.
right before you drew the ticket for the guy to go sit down, the little girl was like, "Mama." And then you drew it and said it, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
We have it on video. It is That's outstanding. Awesome. So big shout out to that chapter. Like I said, the McLeod County PF is coming up. Here's a message I just got yesterday. This is the stuff that I really appreciate about what we're doing down there. Hey guys, hope you had a great Pheasant Fest. We had a blast. The Friday Night Family Feud was a great idea. You could have kept going with that for a couple more hours. I still want to ask Tyler where he pulled the answer a wolf from.
Right?
LOL. That's what he said. Yeah.
Like that question was things you're...
Name a creature you do not want to see in a hunt. And Tyler...
A wolf.
I mean, it's true. You wouldn't want to see that,
not
but...
necessarily.
I'm sure a guest coming up, maybe he's been in the woods too and seen wolves. I've been in the grouse wood.
I've seen them.
I've not just seen 1 or 2. I've probably seen about a dozen.
I've been very close to multiple packs of wolves where I hunt. There are a lot of them. But anyway, he continues. I upgraded to a patron level sponsor and gave the gift of a life membership to my nephew. Both of those felt great to do. How awesome is that? I know you have given shout outs on the podcast before regarding upcoming PF events and was hoping you could mention my chapter's event coming up at the Horse and Hunt Club on March 20th. We put on one heck of a dinner event and a hog roast at the club. No one leaves hungry. So the next or another option is March 20th. If you're in the Minnesota area, you can go to the Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club, hog roast and boomstick dinner. That's what they're calling it.
Wow.
What county is? Does he say what county that is?
Dakota Ringnecks, PF chapter 0562.
Sweet.
Yep. And if there's a chef cooking it from the Horse and Hunt Club, trust me, you want to be a part of that. So thanks, Pete, for writing that one in. Oh, gosh. Let's see what else we got.
We're just going to pretend there's a garbage where you threw
I know. I just threw it off. We'll pick it up later. Here's another one. Thursday, April 16th, coming up at the Grand Banquet Hall in Stillwater. Doors open at 5 o'clock. Dinner, games, bucket raffles, and a silent auction. Lifetime licenses. Yeah, this one looks similar to the one that we just hosted, Carver County. It was a great event. I think if anybody on the east side of Minnesota is looking for a banquet.
If you're a pheasant hunter, you need to get to one of these, and you need to join Pheasants Forever.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was really cool. There goes that. It was really cool.
Nice shot.
Thank you. That was left-handed. I'm a righty, too. At the National Pheasant Fest and Quail Classic, the Saturday night banquet is always, just really well done. And this year they had Dennis Anderson as the keynote speaker. Mm-hmm. And Dennis shared what it was like to launch Pheasants Forever. And he went back and told some pretty awesome behind the scenes stories about how the event happened. And I was just captivated. I don't know if you were.
It was fantastic. As a life member, it was great to hear the very first hour of how Pheasants Forever started.
Yeah, literally in a basement. Yeah. And there were kids licking envelopes. And I mean,
people being asked to be hired, but really not asked to be hired. Just like you were going to do
like
this.
Howard. So then after you and I had dinner together, we were at the same table, but then we listened to Dennis. And then afterwards, Howard was walking out.
It was so awesome to see Howard Vincent. And we had, oh my gosh, we must have talked for an hour.
Outside. Everyone's already in bed and we're sitting there and he's telling stories from his angle about how he got roped into it. But I think, do you have anything that stands out from Dennis's story?
Just the thing that stands out is like, literally people are like, yeah, I'll help you. And the next minute they're like, yeah, you need to quit your, like, it just sounded to me like overwhelmingly, it was like, okay, you need to quit your job and come work here. Work where?
Right.
In your basement?
Right. And it takes somebody with the cojones to just tell people, I need you to do this and this is what you're going to do, and then move on. And
I love the story where they needed some money.
So he talked to a money guy?
Yeah, the money guy.
Yeah.
Old Dutch potato chip. Yeah. Money guy.
Right.
And he's like, well, how do I get a hold of him? Just stop by his house.
Yeah. He picks up the phone. He says, he goes, well, how much do you need? And he said, well, I think I need 5,000. And he goes, 5,000? Okay. And he picks up his phone. He calls, hey, Butch, I got a guy over here. He needs $5,000. Go ahead and give it to him. And he hangs up.
Yeah.
And then Dennis is like, so now what do I do? And he's like, you go get the money. You go to his house and you get the money. So
just go to his house, get the money. So I go over to his house. Literally ring the doorbell.
Yeah. But I think my favorite part of it was a very big deal into how Pheasants Forever got to where it is today, being these chapters. Wilmer was one of the first chapters. So they held a banquet and they raised, what did he say? $16,000 or $20,000 or something like that. It was a pretty good chunk of change.
It was like 20 grand, wasn't it?
It was something like that.
Candy-Ojai?
Candy-Ojai
County. Yeah, out by Wilmer.
Yeah, that's Wilmer.
And so then he called the chair up over there and he's like, well, we need to get the funds from the banquet.
We need the money.
And the guy goes, I'm not giving you the money. Why should I give you the money?
Right.
And it was an Old West standoff.
Yeah.
And then Dennis is like, well, that's how this is how we raise the money. And he's like, I'm not giving you the money.
Yeah.
And Dennis went back in time and he went through in his brain what he was thinking about this. And he said, well, I'll come out there and we can talk about this. So he's like, I grabbed a couple of our guys here that helped start this. And we went out there and they had a big tent set up. And there was this guy sitting at the end of the tent, like a banquet hall tent.
Yeah.
He was sitting at the far end of it, waiting for them when they got there with a couple of his members. And they had a table set up on the other end. And he said, tell me why we should give you our money.
And
they talked it out. And they decided right there out in Candy-Ojai County underneath that tent that they don't have a valid reason why that chapter should give the money to them. instead of keeping it there for them to do something on their home turf.
Yep.
And that is what led to the model of Pheasants Forever that we have today.
Yeah.
Is that one guy saying, I'm not going to give you our money. Why should I give you my money? You know, and the whole standoff that they went back and forth talking through it.
It's awesome.
It was fascinating to hear that. I mean, that was back in the 80s when.
Yeah, Candy Ojai County chapter raised 16 to 25,000. Then the original actual national banquet in 1983 raised 20 to 25,000 and had 800 people. That's in 1983.
Yeah, tremendous story.
Yeah.
And look where we are today.
Right.
Look where the organization is today.
Yep. It's nationwide and it continues to grow. And now Alex is even a part of it. That's
I never would have thought 2 years ago
that's
that I would be a
amazing,
part of it.
right?
I'm proud of you, Alex.
I will tell you, as somebody who doesn't hunt and going to those banquets and going to Pheasant Fest and meeting all the people that I have, it's so great. I mean, everybody that I've met that's been a part of Pheasants Forever or has worked in the uplands, they're all such great people and do great work. So
Yeah, fabulous.
Tears, goosebumps.
I know.
After that.
that was great, wasn't it?
That was great.
That was straight from my heart.
That felt good, Al.
Yeah, it did.
That felt real good. Okay, how far into this conversation are we right now, Alex? I can't even see. Do you have a? We're 26 minutes in, and we
give or
haven't
take.
introduced our guest today.
Yeah.
When the hunt is on, your dog's performance matters. Every step, every sprint, every retrieve. It takes stamina, strength, and focus, and that starts with what's in their bowl. Black Gold dog food is crafted for active dogs, delivering the balanced nutrition they need to power through the season and beyond. Because a good diet isn't just fuel for today's hunt, it's the foundation for all-season performance. Visit blackgoldpet.com to learn more and find a retailer near you. Black Gold. Unleash adventure.
Marshwear Clothing is one of the hottest clothing brands in the outdoors today. Marshwear designs clothing for the pursuit of good times and the great outdoors. Their lineup is versatile from field to hunt camp to a night out on the town. They have field staples like the Westwood jacket and long haul pants and everyday classics like the Sullivan Tech hoodie. Marshwear designs clothes to keep you looking and feeling your best while you're in the uplands and on everyday adventures. They have classic styles updated with modern day materials, and I can tell you firsthand the fit and quality is top of the line. Their focus is on the details that matter to us in the field because they too live the outdoor lifestyle. Marshwear Clothing, built for the pursuit of good times in the outdoors. Check them out at marshwearclothing.com. I live for bird hunting, and I'm guessing that because you're listening to this podcast, that you do too. Well, we all know that you don't have good bird hunting without good habitat. It's just that simple. Few people know more about wildlife habitat and how to create it than the hardworking team at Hoxsey Native Seeds. Hoxsey Native Seeds is family owned and operated. They're as good of people as you'll ever meet. And Nicholas Lirio and Kent Boucher are also my friends. They've provided America's bird hunters with countless acres of premium native habitat mixes sourced straight from their own fields in the heart of Iowa. They have seeds for perennial food plots, quail mixes, pheasant mixes, CRP, even dog-friendly seed mixes. They are my go-to source for all wildlife habitat questions, and they can be your source too. To learn more about their native seeds, when and how to plant them, as well as maintain your premium wildlife habitat, head to HoxseyNativeSeeds.com. That's HOKSEY nativeseeds.com.
Hey, Flush fans, the Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club has expanded into South Dakota. Oak Tree by Horse and Hunt is the ultimate South Dakota pheasant hunting lodge. 15,000 square feet with private bedrooms, 6,000 premier acres, full hospitality and bar, and open to the public. 2-night, 3-day packages September through March are available. Book your next hunt today. Visit huntoaktree.com. That's huntoaktree.com.
We should probably do that. Mark, we sincerely appreciate you hanging out with us for the last 26 minutes, waiting for us to get to the point of the conversation, which is you and what you're working on. Mark Zeitler is our guest. Mark, are you overlooking a pool, a beach? What's out your window?
I'm overlooking about a 100-acre horse farm.
100-acre horse farm, and you're not in snowy weather, right?
No, it's going to be 80 degrees here today.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Put the sunscreen on.
Right, that's right. So I was introduced to Mark by Mr. Lyall here. So now we're connecting all the dots.
We are.
And today's conversation is going to center around the Karl Zeitler Memorial Hunt coming up. Who's Karl?
Karl was my father.
Okay. And what year is this memorial hunt going to be this year?
This is our 16th year doing it.
16th year. So if somebody comes up to you on the street and says, "What's the Karl Zeitler Memorial Hunt?" What do you tell them?
Boy, there's a lot to it. It's kind of started out as like a club hunt, just a local bird club hunt. Just average guys going out and shoot birds, and then it's just kind of morphed from that. My dad he passed away in 2010, and he was a big bird dog guy, liked the bird dogs. So then when he passed away, they decided this club that we were at the time decided that this club hunt they weren't going to do anymore. It just was, they always used it for extra birds at the end of the year. And when he passed away, I was like, this is something he always liked. So then I'm like, can I take it over and do it kind of in his name? Just didn't want to see it end, like that. So that's how we started our first year. We thought, well, we'd raise a little bit of money, kind of do it like a whitetails or ducks unlimited banquet, start real small, just see what happened. Well, it exploded. Everybody got behind it. So we started with just, kind of like just a bird hunt, because what's the question everybody asks when you go hunting? They don't ask how many shells you shot. They don't ask how many points did you have. They always ask how many birds you get, right? So I think, how do we do a field trial that follows that mentality? So I say field trial, but it's not that. It's just kind of a hunt. So we basically took 10 birds, put them in a field, 2 guys, 1 dog, go in a field, and the fastest 2-man team to shoot 10 birds wins. And then we give away just prizes, that's how it all started. And then from there, it just kept evolving and getting bigger and better. And, with that, then more people got behind it. And, to where we are right now, where we have a police dog challenge, the bird dog deal. Right now we've got 55 teams signed up to a huge event. I mean, that's kind of like the Cliff Notes version of it, but there's a lot that went into it. It's how to explain how it just kept evolving just because good people kept getting behind it.
Mm-hmm. A lot of good people, like Al just said.
Yeah, I was just going to say, doesn't that sound just like what Alex just said? He's not a hunter. He goes to Pheasant Fest. He comes back the following year and he feels more empowered to talk to more people about Pheasants Forever. Mm-hmm. And here's Mark with the same type of story. Pheasants Forever started as a small fledgling little group of people, mm-hmm. and now look at it and look what Mark's developed in 16 years.
Yeah. When is the event this year and where do you hold it?
The event this year will be March 21st. And it is at Fox Ridge Game Farm in O'Connell Falls, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Which is, 20 minutes north of Green Bay.
And you said you have 55 teams already signed up, but I've seen a couple of videos online from it. There's a lot more than 55 people there. What are they doing there?
Like I said, it's kind of set up a little bit like a DU or Whitetails banquet. We got raffles and stuff going on all day. We have the hunt going on. A lot of people like to come watch. So between the raffles going on, the hunt going on, and then we also have a police dog competition going on where people come watch that and really get behind that.
So I'm fascinated to dig into that a little bit more because George told me a little bit about the police dog side and then where the money goes that you guys raise. So can you explain? First, I saw Al just showed us a glimpse of the website. There's a flusher division and a pointer division, right? In the Bird Dog Challenge?
Yep. Yep. Flushers and pointers. That's it. Yep.
Okay. It's free to join this event, right?
Correct. Anybody can show up. Yep.
Okay.
Now we do have like for the bird dog hunt. I mean, obviously there is a entry fee for that, but just to come partake in the raffles, eat the food, it's free. Just show up and come on.
Okay. What is the Law Dog Challenge?
So it's kind of funny how that's all got to get put together. So, per our charity, how it started the second year in doing this, we were raising money and then, wanting our money to make sure it went back to our local area, it didn't go outside that. So, the second year doing it, ended up talking to a canine officer in Oconto County. And he's like, boy, we're really needing a canine for our county, and not knowing that, but most of those canine programs are privately funded. It's all funded through donations. The county doesn't, say, okay, we're going to put the money. If they have to raise the money to get the dog. Now, once the dog's in place, they will pay for the continued training. They will pay to take care of it, but they don't pay for the initial purchase price of that dog. Most of that stuff is all being raised. So he's like, boy, if you're donating, we really need another dog. So I'm like, perfect. So that's kind of how it got tied together. Awesome. And then in part of that, I said, okay, here's the deal. If we buy your county a dog, I want you guys to come back next year and do a demonstration so people can see where our money went. So everything's 100% transparent, because I want everybody to know where every dollar went that we raise. And they came back the next year and did a demonstration. And boy, did people like that. And I'm like, boy, it just kind of tied together, dog people to dog people, even though they're doing different disciplines, it just tied together. So then the next year went to another dog and another dog and another dog. And then we just started buying dogs for all of Northeast Wisconsin.
Wow.
So, I don't know the exact number. I'd have to look it up, but we're, in the teens as far as number of dogs that we've purchased for Northeast Wisconsin. And now it's starting to evolve to even outside of that area a little bit. So we're just really wanting to impact the smaller communities that can use these canines, because it's such a giant tool for them in their law enforcement department. And it's very interesting once you hear the officers talk about it.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. What are some of the stories that the officers that have received your dogs that you have raised the money for and then sent to these different officers around your area? I have to imagine there's some pretty remarkable stories that they've shared with you.
It is. It's just the, the dogs. I don't know if you've been around those kind of dogs much, but as far as just the apprehension deterrent, it's those dogs, and they're barking and looking and staring at you. They're not like the hunting dogs. When you've seen how intense your hunting dog is on a bird, and their tails puffed up and they're shaking. That's how those dogs are when they're looking at coming to bite you. It's intense. And so just, the stories they have at, how those dogs diffuse situations that could be bad. They bring the dog in, and the guys just that are being bad are just, let's just stop, And then the other stories with the narcotics that are being run through, how much these dogs find, it's staggering.
Who does the training?
So what we do, as far as when we donate the money, we let the police departments choose who they use as far as their kennel that they buy from. I know one outfit or one county gets their dogs from a trainer in Canada. Another one is, in central Wisconsin. Another one was somewhere in Carolinas. And, so I let them choose who they're comfortable with, because it's kind of like our world. Everybody's got their own training program that they like and want to get behind. And, I want them to choose the program that they like and the program that they get behind. So as long as they say, I want to use the outfit out of Canada, as long as you're comfortable with them, they produce the product that you like. It doesn't matter to me.
And you mentioned that there was a need, right? And that was this partly, would he have been all for this, or was this something that he wanted for this memorial or this gun dog? If you think back to why he started it in the beginning.
Yeah, my dad was the guy that was always sat in the back of the room and never said a word. But he's also the guy that when you needed help, he's always the one to help you. So, starting this, it's kind of hard to explain, but he was he was a dog nut. He loved those dogs. He took his dog with him everywhere. And just tying these dogs together, he would have been 100% behind this. And this is, where it ended up going to, I didn't see it coming. I don't know if he would, but I can tell you this: he was always about the dogs. He had German short hairs, and if you looked at old pictures, they're he'd be mowing the grass or cutting hay, and the dog would be in the tractor with him. You know what I mean? It was always with them, and so yeah. I guess with him, could I see it going this way with him tying up the dogs? Absolutely, because just like those officers, their dogs are always with them.
Oh yeah, there's a photo of Karl. Yep. Alex is pulling it up there. So you've always been around bird dogs your whole life, then I take it.
Yeah, for the most part. Yep. Just been around. It's evolved a lot for me. On the front end of having bird dogs, they weren't very well trained. We hunted, and as long as the dog was somewhat with us, we were happy. And as long as we got birds, we didn't care. And then, how everything goes, everything just keeps morphing. And now it's to the point where when I go hunting, if I shoot a bird, great. If I don't, that's fine too. I'd rather watch the dogs than it's about the dog more than it is about shooting a bird for me personally, So it's just, it's weird how things change and morph and go on. And, now it's at that stage where, at least where I'm at, I crave the training and the controllability of the dog more than shooting the bird.
Well, and the partnership that comes with that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Just that control of that being able to do that and then watch that dog run so hard that, they just leave their life out there for you.
Right.
It's intense,
Where do the people come from that participate in this event? Is it mostly locals, or do they come from all over the Midwest?
They come from all over the Midwest. We have people from Lower Michigan, obviously a lot of local people, Illinois, the Chicago area, they come up, and then there's a lot of people that come in just for the event that once they experience it, they, people that I know here down in Florida and stuff like that, that'll fly up and partake in it also. But, they just kind of, once people come, they always come back.
Yeah. So what do you need? What would somebody listening right now be able to do that would either be able to participate or to help? Like, what are your needs right now with this? Because it's a nonprofit. You're not making any money for yourself. You're just doing it to help other people.
Yeah. Obviously, what do you need? You always need money. The more money you get, the more money you can give away, right? And the more money you give away, the more people you impact. But it's like anything, we need money. We need participation. We need people just to come get behind it, and be part of it.
Yeah.
And then we just keep growing. Like I said, we're our teams this year for the hunt, we're at 55 teams, and that's growing. So now we're looking at, do we add more? If people want to be part of it, if we make it bigger, So the only reason we cap it at 55 teams because we have to have so many birds purchased prior to.
Right.
And time to people want to be part, we get more birds. So.
And time to get through the event, right, Mark?
Yeah, and time to get through the event, which, you know what I mean? The event, it's just a one-day event, but the amount of people that help us do it, we'll have 25 people volunteering that day that'll come just work the event for us. From the people that help run the law dog stuff, to the people that help the bird dog stuff, to the people that help make the food, to run the raffles, to the bartenders. We don't pay anybody. Everybody volunteers. Our nonprofit, there's 100% of the money is given away.
So
there's not one.
I would say, jumping in here, Mark, the amount of volunteers, when you talk about these fundraisers and you talk about nonprofits, there's a couple things that always stand out to be successful. You need a really good leader. So Mark, clearly, this is year 16. You're clearly leading people well. You've got 25 volunteers that have stood up and said, I can get behind this. Okay. And I'm not saying that somebody listening right now needs to drive out to Wisconsin and volunteer to be on the team to help. But a lot of our listeners are members of a Pheasants Forever, Quail Forever, Ducks Unlimited, NWTF, whatever organization you are a member of, they need help in some way. And everybody listening can help in their own way. And when everybody jumps in and does a little bit together, my goodness, can you accomplish some really great things?
Yep.
And we're in the middle of banquet season right now. I think it would be great if you called up your chapter president or sent them a text or somebody on the committee and said, hey, what do you need help with right now? Because there's always a need for something. I was talking to ours on Saturday morning and I said, what do you need help with right now? He's like, well, I'm running to go pick this up because we thought we had it. We didn't, and they're trying to put together an event to serve people. They're not making money on it. They're doing something to help a public resource, which is building wildlife habitat that everybody can hunt. And I'm sitting in the parking lot on opening morning in Carver County because I had 1 hour to go for a walk with my dog. And I got there 3 hours early, so I had a spot because I knew it was going to be busy. And we had people show up from Edina and Minnetonka, and they don't live in my county, but I said, hey, are you guys a part of a Pheasants Forever chapter? They're like, no, we're not. And I said, we'd love to have you join ours. Right. We would love to have you because just a few months ago, before this turned beautiful golden grass here, we were out there cutting buckthorn. A lot of volunteers to get a lot of work done. And I said, this is a really hands-on chapter and we're involved together and you guys can be a part of this too. Yeah. So whatever you can do to help, whether it's going and just participating, if you have the means to help, my goodness.
Yep. Donations.
Your help is needed.
And for like Mark's deal, donations, cash is king, but maybe you own a company and Mark's doing, the live auction or silent auctions or whatever auctions
Need an auctioneer?
Need an auctioneer.
I know one.
Maybe Mark's right there.
Yeah. I've put it on my resume.
Look up his deal and like you said, Travis, your local Pheasants Forever, Quail Forever chapter and help them some way.
Right. I just think it's fantastic when we got to honor some local businesses on Saturday night and just say they stepped up to help and their business wanted to get behind the mission here and people rally around that.
When you go to let's say a bigger banquet and you see these larger corporations, I'll say, or these bigger businesses donating a substantial amount of money, thousands of dollars. Mm-hmm. Don't forget, $50 is just as good as $5,000. Every $50, every $20,
well,
it all adds up.
Yeah,
it all adds up.
Yep.
So talking with Mark over the last few months, and we might get into how Mark and I really met, and we met. Let's see,
we didn't related.
We didn't even know each other, but we both had 2 male pointers from the same litter, but we never met. And both of those dogs turned out to be stellar dogs. And out of that litter, there's three left. But through the months of talking with Mark, now we have puppies together. It's pretty darn awesome. Thanks to Mark, I got a puppy out of this litter, and I can't wait to get in the field with Mark. I'm going to go over there on the 21st and hang out with him. But we've talked so much on the phone about his event and just the whole bringing dog people together and how much fun, like this hunt, you don't want to be, this isn't a professional hunt. This isn't a field trial.
You're not being judged out there.
You're not being judged. You're having fun with your dog. That's the coolest thing. Mark's like, it's really focusing on the dogs. We always say, it's about the dogs. Well, Mark's deal here, it is about the dogs. There's people involved, but bring your, whatever dog you have, it's for fun. And then I'm really psyched to see the police work dogs.
Well, I know that's
and then bringing that together and just wild how dogs can bring people together and
like-minded, like you said.
Yeah.
Where do people learn more about your event coming up, Mark?
The best thing is just to go to our Facebook page. The Karl Zeitler Memorial Facebook page is probably the easiest place to go.
Okay.
And when you go there, there's a flyer. I mean, my phone number's on there. Anybody can reach out to me at any time. Give me a call. I'd love to talk about it.
So Karl Zeitler, spell that for us.
Zeitler.
There you go. Karl Zeitler Memorial Hunt. If you search that on Facebook, There's also a website that I'm looking at right now, Karl Zeitler Hunt. If you search that, and then there's
under the heading more, there's registration, get involved.
Yep.
You can see the photo galleries of what Mark's put together.
Those are amazing dogs.
I'm fired up.
I know.
I
I mean,
can't
you're
wait
going to
to
be
come
out
over
there, right?
I am. We the Method dog training folks will be there.
Sonny's going to go too.
Sonny and Jordan and I will be there.
People that have listened to this podcast over the last 5-6 years have heard from those dog whisperers as well. So the three of you, you're bringing the band back together?
We're bringing the band together for Mark, because if he needs whatever he needs, go move that pile of rocks over there and then bring it back. We're going to do that. We're going to scoop poop. We're going to be there to help and answer any questions we might have. We just want to have fun and go help Mark.
Yeah.
Mark, in 20 seconds, how do you know Sonny Picars? Because this is awesome.
Well, Sonny has been training my bird dogs for 16 years.
There we go.
So, if anybody knows Sonny, he's Mr. Personality, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of funny. I brought my first bird dog to him for him to train, and he is. I mean, he doesn't mix a lot of words. But boy, we hit it off. He's just a great human being, an amazing dog trainer. And for me watching that, like I said, we train horses for a living, and there's something to be said about when people that do it all day, every day. There's little things that you key on, little things that you can do faster than everybody else. And, I wanted to send my dog to a dog trainer because I didn't want to make mistakes that somebody else was going to have to fix later on, because it just makes the training process harder. Well, once I met him, he's very intense, very dedicated, all the things that it takes to train an animal to a high level. And we just hit it off. And every dog that he produced for us was just lights out, just great dogs. And, it's just kind of one of those things. There's, he was here a couple of weeks ago down here in Florida, and we were talking, and, I said, there's two things about dogs that I hate. One, they don't live long enough. And two, everybody has that once in a lifetime dog. And the problem is you don't always realize you have it until it's gone. And then you spend the rest of your career chasing that kind of dog again. That's a little bit where I'm at right now. Chasing that top tier dog. I bought a really, really good one off Sonny. That just, no matter where you put it, where you put it on the ground, it ran over and found the birds. And, and I spent, the last 7 years chasing that kind of dog. And that actually ends up being the mother to, a dog, some of the dogs that you're familiar with.
Yep.
And, it's kind of one of those things, and, when I bought that dog from Sonny, he said to me, he goes, "You don't realize how good this one is." And I didn't. I didn't remember or didn't realize it, how good it was. And then, he talked me into breeding it. And it's kind of a funny story how he talked me into breeding it. And I said, "Well, here's the deal." I said, "You do this for a living, so you pick the stud dog, you handle it, you deal with it." And I said, he goes, "Well, how are we going to work this out?" And I said, "I want the best one back fully trained." And I said, "That's what I want for doing it." And he's like, "All right, deal." So he has the litter of puppies, and he calls me after he has the litter, and he said, "Man, you screwed me here." And I said, "How did I do that?" He said, "I got to train all these and then sort through them to give you the best one back fully trained." Well, if anybody knows Sonny, he's a man of his word. And so he kept calling, "Okay, I'm going to sell these two because these are rising up. I'm going to sell this one that's raising up." And I'll tell you what, that female was an amazing dog, and her offspring is right with it, and he ended up, delivering that dog to me, and here you go. And then he got to keep the rest of the litter. And like I said, that ends up being, I think, one of your dogs, George, and a couple other others that
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that litter, half the litter ended up on Sonny's guide string in Texas. Just about every pup, the genetics in there, and with Mark's female, and the whole litter just came out like unbelievable.
So you mentioned, though, that you work with horses, Mark.
Yep.
I feel like there are a lot of parallels to training with horses and training bird dogs. What are the similarities there?
Oh, it's very, very similar. it's, talking with Sonny when he was down here, training a horse is like training a dog, right? If you can stop their feet, you can stop their mind. If you can control their feet, you can control their mind. Whether it's making them turn left, turn right, go forward, go backwards, as long as you're controlling that, you can dictate the situation and make them at least go the direction you're wanting them to go. And, I think maybe with the horses, it's a little easier because you're got a hold of them, where the dogs, you don't always have a hold of. But, with working on some of the method type stuff now, the similarities are just, it's all about pressure and release of pressure, and that's how they learn. They don't, the punishment's not how they learn, it's how you release the punishment, or how you release the pressure is how they learn. So that's the probably the most similar thing is it's the release is what teaches them.
And does that apply?
Direction.
Does that apply the same to horses too?
100%, 100%. Because it's the only thing with horses is you have your spurs, which is a connection point, and your hands that go to the bridle, their connection point. So when you pull on left rein and you want them to turn left, when they turn, you just release it. They're like, oh, okay. I apply left rein pressure, I turn left, it goes away. Same thing, or I apply a leg pressure, as long as I move away from the pressure, it goes away. It's exactly the same, no different than your wonder lead or your e-collar. You apply pressure till you get a response, and then it goes away. And then you'll find your pressures go down, down, down till it's a smaller number on your e-collar or smaller tug on your wonder lead. It's the exact same thing. I'm just using spurs and reins and doing the exact same thing.
Gosh.
And
Yep.
it's kind of comical to watch it. When Sonny was down here, he was helping me with some stuff with our new dog, and he's scolding me. Why are you being so harsh? Why are you pulling so hard? And I didn't even realize I'm doing it. You know what I mean? And
he probably told you, lighten up.
Yeah.
Why are you a hammer?
Yes, it's exactly what he's saying. And then I'm like, man, I don't think I'm that hard. So then as he's explaining it to me, I'm thinking, okay, I get exactly where you're going with this. I tell my customers on their horses is you got to think about your dosage, your scale of your dosage. You have to start at a 1 and then go to a 2 and work your way up in your dosage. So then I'm thinking, okay, so where is my scale of dosage? Well, I don't think I really had one. So I needed to think about that. And, so then, it is. And he's kind of beating me down on, boy, think about it, pay attention, watch that dog, watch what's happening. And then, boy, I got better and better in handling that dog through those obstacles. So, but just to be mean, I said, son, here's the deal. You need to come ride one of these horses. And I put him on one of our, top tier horses. And next thing you know, he's got it spinning left and spinning right and going backwards and jumping forward. And I said, hey, you need to lighten up.
I love it. I was going to say,
so you had to, but it's just one of those things you have to, once you wrap your head around that process of, hey, I need to evaluate myself and I need to evaluate my pressures and I need to focus on that, boy, things get better fast. And it's just it's just hard for us amateurs, and I'm an amateur dog handler, to really think about that. Every time I grab a hold of that dog, I'm teaching him something, right? And every time I grab a hold of him, what are my dosages? How much pressure am I putting on him? When I put that leash around his neck and ask him to come out of that box, or when I got him at heel and I turn a corner and listen, how much pressure am I putting on there? You have to, it has to become second nature, and you got to think about it all the time, because every time you grab a hold of that dog or you grab a hold of that horse, you're teaching them something good or bad. And
Right.
It's just real important that if you're going to take the time to grab them, you better think about it.
40 years sure is a long time to be in business, and that's exactly how long Walton's has been helping America's butchers, hunters, anglers, and families prepare their meat. That is quite a milestone, and to that, I say, Walton's, congratulations on 40 years in business to your entire family. I sincerely hope that you know how hard they work to provide all of us with the right tools to process and prepare all of our hard-earned meat. Walton's motto is everything but the meat for a reason. They have everything we need to process every cut of meat you can think of, and after a long hunting season, I'm hoping you have a freezer full of it. If you're looking to make sausage, jerky, snack sticks, roast, you name it, Walton's can help you with the tools and the knowledge to do it right the first time. Check them out at waltons.com. And congratulations on 40 years in business. You've earned our trust. If you're looking to sharpen your upland shooting skills, or maybe your kids are starting to get into the sport like mine are, then you need to check out GAIM. That's GAIM. Our friends over there are changing the way we approach training. Their cutting-edge virtual reality hunting and shooting scenarios immerse you in the field without actually leaving your home. Whether it's game birds or clays, the GAIM system allows you to practice your shotgun mechanics, giving you real-time shot feedback that allows for instant adjustments. And it's been incredibly fun for my kids. It allows them to safely build confidence, which I know translates to success in the field. Virtual training, real results. Click the show description below to learn more, or visit their website at game.com to try for yourself. That's GAIM.com.
If you're heading out on the next hunt, don't forget the teammate who never complains and never misses, your dog. At Roughland, we built the ultimate travel system for hunting dogs and the people who run with them. It starts with our one-piece kennels, built tough to handle rough roads, cold mornings, and whatever else the season throws at you. From there, customize your system with stackable gear, food and water containers, organization trays, or insulated covers. Everything is lightweight, field-tested, and made right here in the USA. Because let's be real, we don't deserve great dogs, but great dogs, they deserve a Roughland. Visit roughlandkennels.com today and build your version of the ultimate travel system before your next flush.
Here's a scouting tip that might just help you find a few more wild birds. First, grab your phone and then open up the onX Hunt app. In the bottom right corner, click on the 2D button and then select 3D. Then place 2 fingers on the screen of your phone and slide them up together at the same time. After that, zoom into a property that you've hunted before or one that you've never been to and take a look at the terrain in 3D. I bet you'll see a few nooks and crannies that will hold birds out of the elements. I bet you'll see the land in a dimension that you never thought possible. These are the details that matter when you're putting miles on the truck and on your boots during a hunt. onX Hunt is the ultimate tool for us bird hunters. It shows our position on planet Earth, land boundaries, land topography, burns, forests that have been logged, weather, and a whole bunch of other features that will make you a better hunter. If you've never tried the onX Hunt app, then you can download a free 7-day trial to help you understand why hunters like myself simply can't hunt without it. Know where you stand with onX Hunt.
So let me ask you a question. When you had the lead on the dog in your hand, you were probably just squeezing the rope. You weren't really applying much pressure to the dog, but the dog was feeling that pressure just by your grip on the rope.
100%.
Is that right? And Sonny
100%.
looked at you, why are you being a hammer? And you don't even think you're touching the dog, but through that lead and your body language, you are affecting the way that dog is. Correct. And then now you put Sonny on the horse and you're like, boy, why are you putting so much pressure on the horse? And Sonny's probably just sitting there going, I'm just sitting on the horse, Mark. What are you talking about? He goes, probably said, well, look at the pressure in your legs. How much pressure are you applying with the calves of your, are you squeezing the horse? Obviously he was squeezing the horse. If it was turn left, turn right. He doesn't want to fall off.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
The amount of touch, because the pressure that Mark's talking about and that we do in the method, it's like, really, we're using our body to show the dog what we want. And then we go to use the lead. And that pressure can literally be how tight you're holding onto the rope. You don't even think you're applying pressure to the dog. And the dog's going, I can feel you.
Right.
I can feel your pressure through that lead.
And the thing is, so Mark and I, we share a similarity here that a couple of legendary dog trainers have given us the opportunity to spend time with them. You spent time with Sonny. George took me under his wing years ago, and I've tried to learn as much as I can whenever I'm around George or Sonny or Jordan or any other dog trainer. But these men specifically have continued to let me in to get a glimpse into their brains and how they're working with the dog and seeing them in person. I just think that with experience, you have all this experience working with horses, right? They have all this experience working with dogs. The experience gives you the confidence to have the posture and the mentality that you have because you know it works. Most of us don't have that experience. And so therefore we go into it unsure of our moves and our actions. And that's where we tense up. That's until we work through it. We don't know how to lighten up.
Yep. And well, you start small, and we always say accomplishment or Wow, I just had it in my head and I can't even think of our tagline. I'll come back to that.
Okay. Mark, would you agree with that? I mean, just
confidence through accomplishment.
Confidence through accomplishment?
Yeah, confidence through accomplishment. As you do the smaller tasks and you build them up, when you start small and you accomplish that task, it just gives you so much confidence. So you get your confidence through accomplishing something, you and your dog. And I'm sure the same way when Mark is training horses and then brings the owner or whatnot to that horse, and you start small and build from there.
What other animals besides dogs and horses can we work with as a team like this? Are there any other animals out there that people train and
I think of falconry.
Falcons? Yep. Beyond that, is that it?
Mark, you got anything? What other animals?
Well,
do we
I don't
use?
know. I not really pet related that I can think of.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It's so interesting to get inside the mind of those creatures and work with them, and then to be on the same page with them to accomplish the goal, whether you're riding horses. I mean, what are you training your horses to do? Are they competing in the Kentucky Derby? Are they just hanging out at a ranch somewhere once they're done? I mean,
the horses that we have, they're all quarter horses, but we consider them show horses. So we do like what they call Western pleasure and 100 under saddle. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to explain, but I mean, basically they're judging these horses on quality of movement, almost like maybe like the Westminster type setup, where they look at the conformation and the quality of movement and the body structure and stuff like that. And then like I said, we show them around the perimeter of a pen. The judges are looking at them. I mean, it's almost like they're performing in like a type of ballet. I mean, in layman's terms.
Sure.
It's where you look at it and say, well, the horse wouldn't necessarily lope across the field like that. Well, not necessarily, but a ballerina wouldn't walk across the stage the same way she walks to the grocery store. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just it's a little bit of a kind of a ballet is what it is.
George, would you ever consider entering? I know you're going to laugh at me, but do you think you could bring one of your dogs into one of those shows that people all have fancy hoity-toity
like
dog
the
shows?
Westminster?
Yeah, like the Westminster. Could you do that? I mean,
George, you would have to dress up too. The dog would have to
there's nobody more stylish.
I know. I'm
and
looking
regal
at that
than
cowboy hat.
this cowboy over here.
Wow, Alex.
A black suit and the black cowboy hat. I mean, you would demand
Can you
everybody's
imagine Minnie
attention.
up there? Get Minnie up there, get her all.
Which dog would you
brushed
bring?
out there.
Not Rip?
I'd bring them all.
Well, I mean,
You can only bring
do you
one.
think that they would compete at the highest level? I think they could. I don't think there's nothing those dogs couldn't do.
Well, these puppies that Mark and I have right now,
Mhm.
I might be inclined to take my pup out there. He holds his head up. Most of my other ones are like, let's go get it done in the field. They're hammers.
Mhm.
Like, I'm going to go bust brush, and
Clyde's not a hammer?
he'll bust the brush, but when he's moving, he's got a nice gait to him.
Yeah.
Mark, does your pup have a nice gait to it and just run
really
nice?
good. Yeah, really good. Real high-headed, big-tailed. Yeah, just a really.
I can see it in his smile right now. He's proud.
Yeah.
Boone,
Oh, yeah.
Boone's older, but he never really had a high. I mean, the more intense he is, his tail's up and all that.
Yeah.
But he's more traditional, I would say. Rip has a great gait and all that. But you talked in show ring. I don't know.
I just feel like it's such a different.
It's a different,
Yeah.
it's a different
Style,
world.
like-
but we're
you know
talking
what?
about
You know
working
what?
with
I think
animals.
the dog could do it. I don't know if I could do it. You just gotta.
Well, I think you would get. They would give you a check of
you
did
have
do
to
something
run
right.
with
You
the
would
dog,
lose your
right?
mind and lose your cool out there. And then
I
you'd be
don't
the
know.
only one kicked out of the building.
I'll
First time.
never forget. So I need to say this. My friend, raised griffins, and they're bird dogs. But he also wanted to get shows
Okay.
class on them, and so I just remember him. He said, I'm in the show ring, whatever, and the gal, they put him up on a pedestal or whatever up on this table. And she opens up like to look at his teeth and all that. And I think he just had him hunting like that morning, and he must have hit something or whatever. He's got this like
Cattail stuck in his
like
lip.
stuck in his teeth, or it was just oh my gosh, to hear him tell the story was absolutely hilarious. He's like, oh, he's a hunt. She's like, what's wrong with his teeth? Right, his front gums. You're like, well, he is a hunting dog. It's just, I don't know. Anyway.
Mine wouldn't show very well. Daisy comes back from every hunt with on each of her front legs. There's a big spot that is always ripped clean.
Every episode, there's always some blood right there on the front of her
She's
body.
always got underneath her. She must lead with her right. She must turn her head a little bit because under her right eye, it's always cut open again.
Based
on
Mark
her
would
gallop.
probably say the same. Well, I don't know. You're more in the ring, I guess, but the horse has its lead, the dog has its lead, whether it's right-legged or left leg lead.
Mm-hmm.
And, look at Rip has the same thing on his lead, on his main lead. He's right lead. So that right side, that right at his wrist, it's always bloody.
You know what we should do, guys? I might have the right people in the room here right now. We should start a bird dog show.
Am I a right person too?
Well, I don't know.
You'd be a judge.
I could be the producer.
What would we? We're really getting sidetracked here right now. But what would we judge our dogs on? Like, that is a warrior. Look at him. Look at those cuts on there. You can tell the barbed wire didn't win that one.
Yeah, Mark could bring his talent from the horse arena to the dogs and dogs. He'd probably see a lot more than we would.
We're losing our viewers now. These guys are absolute ridiculous. So you guys, as long as we're talking about handling here, the method seminar has been going on now for 3 years, right? A lot of our listeners have shown up to some of your seminars over the last couple of years, and you guys are going to do another round again this summer coming up, right? Spring and summer?
Spring, summer, yep. We've got 3 in the books right now. You can sign up. The first one will be April 18th and 19th.
Oh, that's coming up.
Yeah, that's in a month and a half.
Wow.
April 18th and 19th, that's phase 1, phase 2. It'll be at the Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club. And the second one.
It's in my backyard. Why am I hearing about this now for the first time?
Well, we had to set dates.
Oh, okay.
We were waiting on Horse and Hunt to give us the thumbs up.
Okay.
So Gilman, Wisconsin at Sonny Picar's Kennel. Hay Creek Kennel is May 30th and 31st. Again, that is phase 1, phase 2. Both of those can be, you can reach out to Shannon Picars at haycreekoffice@gmail.com or haycreekkennel.com. So that's haycreekoffice, all one word, at gmail.com.
You're so old school. Scott used to do this too. Al just left the room right now, but he would give phone numbers. Like when you're on the radio, he's back in the radio days. People would give phone numbers. I'm like, Scott, you're a dinosaur. People don't do that. They just say the name and then people search for it. So if you were going to search, you would search The Method Seminar or Hay Creek Kennel.
Yeah, I would go to.
That's where you're going to look up on your phone because
Hay Creek Kennel.
Nobody driving right now is in their mind saying, "Oh,
I can give you a phone number if you'd like."
Good if you wanted to.
You're like,
I mean, let me ask you.
The little son I never had.
I know, but okay, Dad. When you're driving down the road, if you hear somebody,
I got
read a number, do you remember it?
Wow, no.
Okay, there you go. So we need to give something that people will remember if they want.
Check out the Method Dog Training.
There you go.
Prior Lake, Minnesota, Horse and Hunt in April 18th and 19th. The next one is in Gilman, Wisconsin at Hay Creek Kennel, May 30th and 31st. Please go to haycreekkennel.com to register.
There it is. There we go.
Okay, I'm glad we get through that one, Shorty.
You don't have to try to make your flame brighter by putting mine down.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to help you get information out there. Al just walked back in. He tried to do what Scott used to do where he would leave a phone number for people to call. And I'm like, Scott, people don't remember that stuff.
Mark, I don't think this is fair. What do you think, Mark?
He gave an email address.
He's taking a pretty good lashing, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm getting.
That's what I'm here for. That is my main role. And according to some people at Pheasant Fest that came up to the booth, they didn't tell me this. They told Alex that I might be too harsh on.
And Scott. They said it to Scott too.
It was one person who said it to Alex and Scott.
George, they said he's too mean to me and Scott. I agree.
I'm not.
I disagree with that. I think George is on my side.
Yeah. I will.
I am just putting factual information out there. Yeah. I would believe overwhelmingly that people would say they'll remember Hay Creek Kennel. They're not going to remember somebody's phone number or address.
I didn't say a phone number. I gave dates and.
No, you rattled off an email address. You said reach out to Shannon and then you gave somebody's email address. And people are listening, driving down the freeway right now thinking, okay, I'm going to have to go back and figure
Ladies
out
and
where that
gentlemen,
email
this
And we need
address is in the
Hay
show.
Creek Kennels. That's where he gave the phone number from.
Yeah.
I did not give the phone number.
I wish you were here for the whole thing, Alex, because you would have been able to rip George as well. But anyway, keep going. This isn't about me. It's about you.
Oh, wow. We've lost half the viewers. Are they viewing?
We gained
Listening?
more, actually.
Actually, we
They're on
did.
my side.
Should I give the phone number now?
You should just look up Hay Creek Kennel online, and it looks very nice.
There it
and
is.
beautiful.
Oh, it
And
is
says
actually
Sony
beautiful.
Look how good
cards
you
at
are.
I know.
Apple.
Look at, he's pulling this up here. So
Oh, wow. Can you?
this is a video podcast as well as an audio
contact
podcast.
us.
Al is all
Yeah,
about getting the
anyway.
video going now. And
Yeah.
we're watching it as he's scrolling. Look at all this. I will say that the Hay Creek Kennel, Sonny's kennel out there, is one of the most beautiful kennels that I have ever been to. It is spotless. I mean, obviously everything that he does is top of the line, and his kennel is the exact same way.
Yeah.
The very first time that I ever went out there was a test run of the method seminar to see, will this translate? Can they wrap their head around it? I can't even tell you the value of that day that I spent out there, or 2 days that we spent out there. It was incredible to see. And I know we have new listeners now that probably weren't here when we recorded the podcast out there to talk about it. But if you have the opportunity to go to one of these seminars, I am telling you, Mark would agree, that this is something that will help you for the rest of your life to understand how to work with a dog. And it will benefit you. If you enjoy hunting with your dog, this will benefit you in a massive, life-changing way. I'll just leave it at that.
Wow. Thank you, Travis.
Mhm.
Those were very kind words. The third seminar is actually a bird dog handlers seminar, and that's out in Connecticut. So if you're in the Northeast, this will be at Jordan Wells Kennel at J. Wells Kennel, and you can go look.
You were about to give an email address.
No,
weren't
you can go out there and look at J. Wells Kennel.
Mm.
Yeah. J.
Okay.
Wells Kennel.
Look at us. We're
I
giving
got the
all
phone
kinds.
number right here. You want me to say it, George?
It's actually J. Wells Kennel at yahoo.com. 860-748-9908.
Okay.
Oh,
there
look.
it is. There it is.
Big Al's got it pulled up there.
I'll
He
put this
does.
in the video so people can see what
Oh,
I'm showing you guys.
I love it. I love it.
And if you want to horse train, you can call Mark at
I love it.
I'm
you
trying to
guys.
retire. I don't want any more horses.
Okay. Well, Mark's trying to retire.
All
He's
right,
out,
so we've been going
yeah.
for about an hour and 20 minutes already.
sorry.
I think we can wrap this conversation up. Mark, we appreciate your time, and obviously you're making a difference in your community, and the people that come out are helping you do that. So we wish you nothing but success. We hope that people will go to learn more about your upcoming event, the Karl Zeitler Memorial Hunt. Give it a search. You'll find information about it. And I think you'll learn a few things while you're there. Obviously, George, Sonny, and Jordan will be there as well. So you can pick their brain about bird dogs at the exact same time while participating, raising money, and making a difference. You know,
Yeah.
those dogs are on the streets. They're a big part of the community now. And that stuff doesn't happen without people coming together.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And can't thank Mark enough for what he's created over the last 16 years and just getting to know him. And if you
Well,
can
when you guys
if you
come
can
to the
donate,
event, you'll have to just partake in some of that law dog stuff. We can use you guys as one of the decoys or one of the hikes for police dogs.
Get a video of that, please. George puts on the suit. Oh my gosh.
no, please. No.
How much do we have to bid on to make this happen, Mark? That George?
Yeah, it's I've experienced it all, guys. I'm telling you, the intensity on the other end of that with those police dogs is something else.
Have you put the suit on when they attacked?
I had a dog actually live bite me several years ago, and it was we were demoing the bite challenge in the officer because I've done it with the suit and stuff like that, and he said, well, because I want to just put the muzzle on the dog and dry run this. He said, because I want you to kind of slap the dog and stuff when it gets to you. I said, yeah, not a problem. I'll do that. So we had the course set up, and the dog jumped a car, landed on the hood of the car, and slipped on the hood. Well, as it was trying to get up, its back foot hooked the big, Hannibal Lecter muzzle that it's wearing, and it flipped the muzzle off. And then now I'm staring at this thing going, oh my God, what do I do? Here it comes. and it come around in full tilt, and it's like, all right, I'm just going to feed this thing my arm because I had to make decisions. I'm going to get bit. It's just where. So I might as well at least try to figure out where, at least give it something of the least resistance. I gave it my arm, and then as the dog bit me, I reached around and picked the dog up so that it couldn't keep pulling at me. And I'm hollering at the officer, hey, the dog bit me, and he comes walking along, thinks I'm really playing this up, right? Until he comes around the car and sees that it legitimately bit me. And it wasn't a dog's fault. Circumstances is how it happened, right? And but I'll tell you what, it gives me a whole new appreciation of what those things can do. I mean, you feel like you're getting hit by a linebacker when they hit you. I mean, it's intense. And then when they grab a hold of you with their teeth, wow. I mean, it's pressure you've never felt before. But yeah, it's a very unique thing. And then the same thing, even on like we have an area search where the dog's got to find a hidden person in a building. We did it several years ago. I cut out a old refrigerator, took the guts out and put a person inside it. And actually I did it with my wife, and we sent the dog in, and she's hiding in there, and she's like, oh, this will be really fun. She's like, until you hear that dog coming. She said, because I grabbed a hold of that door. I held that thing as tight as I could. She said, it's an intensity that you'll never forget when you actually know that dog is coming for you. Until you experience it, I'm telling you what, those bad guys should be scared, because it's a bad feeling.
Wow. Yeah. George, you're going to have to report back as to how this experience went. I'm not available that date in
Isn't
March
this one
to
of
go
those
do
things
this.
where if you the old take your friend bear hunting or whatever, and then you can make sure they're slower than you or whatever.
Right.
You
don't have to be
I'm
the
going to put
fastest.
me.
You just can't be the slowest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Jordan can run faster than me.
You might not want to go with your cowboy boots that day. You might want to go with your hunting boots. Maybe some Nike pump ups.
Bringing something. I'm for sure P-Cars can run faster than me. The guy runs like every day. So
yeah.
I better start running.
You better start running. My goodness.
I got 19 days to get ready.
Well, it's too late for you. All right, Mark, we appreciate your time. George, thanks for coming into the Roost today. It's always good to see you, buddy.
Great to see you.
And I hope people take advantage of some of these opportunities that are out there. Next week, Al, I don't know what we're going to talk about yet.
I don't know either.
Yeah, but it's going to be really good, and I hope you come back and join us. Big thanks to our sponsors that make this show possible each and every week. We've got something good on tap next week. I know what it is. I'm not telling you. You'll have to come back. We'll see you then on another episode of the Flush Podcast.
Even if I give you a kiss on the cheek?
Another one? No, you can kiss me again.